What's up, guys? Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor. We just wrapped up judging here in Indianapolis for the Indy Pro, so I'm going to run through real quick the way things went down. We got finals starting in, 4.5 hours or so. So women's bodybuilding was the first division. We had only 5 competitors in the initial edition of this. Looked like it came down to Stephanie Flesher, right here in Indianapolis, and Teresa Ivanchik from Pennsylvania. Both looked really, really good. Both in phenomenal condition. Balanced physiques with great proportion. We'll see how that goes. 212, very interesting, very interesting. Noel Adame from Mexico won this in 2019. Last year, I believe he dropped down to, it was 5th. Condition wasn't quite there last year. It was a little bit off. This year, no, he brought it. This guy was just massive, massive. So thick, so rugged and dense. Legs in particular, you know, I'm always picky with legs. This guy had massive quads. They bulge from the side. I've rarely seen quads that look that big in the side shots. Hamstring drop, just so thick, dense, grainy, in great condition. Second place and third place is where things get interesting. Right now, second place looks to be a battle between another local guy, Brian Balzano, and Yuman Eaton, making his pro debut. Yuman from Florida, coached by my buddy Jose Raymond. So Yuman had the prettiest shape up there. I can say that with all confidence. Beautiful structure, condition, little waist, round muscle bellies. Things really just flowed on him. Condition from the front was perfect. From the back, could have been a little tighter. Now, this is where things get interesting. Is it a glute contest or isn't it a glute contest? When somebody shows up with those crazy striated glutes, it's impressive, and you get overwhelmed by that. I believe that Yuman has the superior physique in terms of overall flow, balance, proportion, structure, things like that. So it's going to come down to those two. But right now, they're fighting out for second and third. I do have Noel solidly winning the show. Fourth place, from what I can tell, guy I'm pretty sure I've seen him before, but I don't recall being as impressed ever, because Emmanuel Rodriguez from Miami, Florida, really brought the condition. A lot of I wouldn't say massive guy, but just everything flowed. Really good proportion, everything looked really complete on this guy. Very complete physique, no weak body parts. Everything flowed. So that's my top 4 right now, is Noel winning the 212. Second place is going to come down tonight to see at the confirmation round. I say tonight, it's going to start at 4 p.m. Brian Balzano and Yuman Eaton fighting for that. And Emmanuel in a very solid 4th. Some other people look really good. But I got to get right into the Open, guys, because the Open that's what we all came here to see. So this was supposed to be an easy win for Justin Rodriguez. Justin's, on paper, was the easy winner. Justin, he won this show last year. He was a defending champion. He was 8th place at the Olympia, 5th place at the Arnold Classic. Very strong second place to William Bonac at the Boston Pro. But I think everything finally caught up to him. Too many contests. You know, these guys are human. I know they look superhuman. They look like these aliens, but they're human beings, and their bodies can only take all this prep for so long before things start to go downhill. And I think that's what we saw with Justin today. Muscles weren't really popping the way they are. He's still, don't get me wrong, still a very big, impressive physique on Justin Rodriguez, but he didn't have that real full pop that he usually has, and the condition, especially from the back, was just not there. I'd say it was about 20%, 25% down from when he won this show last year and when he took those really strong finishes at the Arnold and the Boston Pro back in early March. I mean, do the math. He had to hold his peak. The guy prepped from probably December all the way until March for those 2 shows. And then beginning of March to April to May, 2.5 more months, he had to try to hold that peak condition. And it just didn't happen for him. So the win is probably going to go to, and I could say probably because the final call out was 2 guys, and that's usually your top. That's a very good indication that's your top 2. Blessing Awodibu and Charles the Definition Griffin battling this out to a very, very close competition. I'd say that Blessing has the prettier physique. Charles a little more massive. Both were in great condition. Not really sure what it's going to come down to. Charles had the better back shots as far as I was concerned. Some of that came down to posing. Just the way he hit his lat spread was a little better. I think Blessing needs to fix that pose. If it comes down to calves, which it never has, Blessing's got better calves. But I think it's going to go to Charles. But we have confirmation round coming up, and that is half the score. I do want to give Blessing a lot of credit, because a year ago on this stage, Indy Pro was his pro debut, and his legs were, I'll say it, they were weak for his upper body. They were weak. They were not what they needed to be, and he brought them up tremendously over this past year. It's crazy because we haven't seen a lot of full body posing shots of him in his social media posts. So some people thought he was hiding his legs, but no. Could they be a little bigger still? I think they could still be a little bit bigger and better. But, he's a work in progress, and he's so much better than he was last year. He is really battling for this win today with Charles Griffin. Charles Griffin just massive, hits that vacuum now, does not have a thick, blocky waist at all anymore. His legs are a little better. It's going to come down to them. Now, that was their top three, those three guys. First call-out was a six-man call-out. The other three men in it were Max Charles, a true veteran of all this. Dorian Haywood, also a veteran, done a ton of these shows. And Brent Swanson making his pro debut from Decatur, Illinois, coached by Chad Nichols. Max looked very good, as he always does. I've seen him better. But, I've seen Max probably 30 times at this point as a pro. I've seen him many, many times. Not his best, but not far from his best. Still definitely good enough to be up there in that top 5. Dorian Haywood, crazy upper body. He brought his midsection down quite a bit, which was an issue with him. There was distension at times. Condition was right on. Only thing I want to see from Dorian is more quad sweep. I want those legs bigger. His legs, I think his upper body must have grown or something, or maybe he lost a little bit from his legs. I'm not sure which it is, but he needs to bring that balance back between upper and lower body. They're looking for the perfect package, the best total package on stage, which is size, shape, structure, condition, symmetry, presentation. All that counts. All those things matter. And Brent Swanson, the last guy in the top 6, making his pro debut. Brent, a lot of muscle. Condition was really what took him into that first call out today. Shredded to the bone. If you're a fan of vascularity, you'd love Brent Swanson's physique. It's veins on top of veins. Calling it like this. Yeah, Brent, very, very impressive. That was your top 6. Some other guys that looked pretty good, as far as I could tell. Slavoj Bednar, who I met yesterday at the Indy City Barbell gym from Czech Republic. Thick, balanced, good condition. What do you have winning, Blessing or Charles? Right now I'm giving it to Charles by that much. But we have a few hours and they're going to judge these guys all over again. Right now I have Charles Griffin winning. Right now my top 5 is Charles Griffin, Blessing Awodibu. Did I say it right? Awodibu. Justin Rodriguez. I'd give Max Charles 4th. 5th between Dorian and Brent. Not really sure. I guess I would give it to Dorian, but Brent's condition is so damn good that might pull him into the top 5 too. It's very good. Anybody else I want to mention? Let's see. Ron Gordon from California. Beautiful structure and shape on this guy. He's tall. He's about 6'1". Super wide shoulders, narrow waist, flaring thighs. Just needs to fill out more. He's not quite as big as I think he needs to be to hang with these guys, and that's why he was not in the first call out. Matt Kuba from Illinois looked really good. Walter Martin from Lorain, Ohio also looked very good. Let's see. Yeah, that was it, guys. I'll see what you got to say. Where's RPG? That's Ron Gordon I just talked about. Ron was not in the first call out. He needs to fill out more. He's got everything. He just needs to be a little bit bigger. Justin only taking 3rd. What happened? Jay, if you rewind when I finish and it's uploads, you'll see. I think his body's just tired. He just needs a break. He just needs to shut it down for a few months. Let his body rest. Does he still need to qualify? He's getting points. He'll have a lot of points for the Olympia, but he might have to do another couple shows before the Olympia to get enough points. The year with Psycho Chris, yeah, exactly. I mean, Ron Gordon is way better than I remember him from before. Like before, I barely took notice of the guy. I mean, I thought he was good, but nothing special. And he's on his way. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Blessing's coach is going Kai Green Magic. So Blessing's coach is George Farrer, the pro maker, who's worked with Kai Green, Branch Warren, Jose. George has worked with a lot of people, if you know the name. How many hours from now is the finals? Finals are at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. You're rooting for Dorian to win. Yeah, I love Dorian's a great guy. I mean, I root for all these guys. They all work hard. They all live the life, and this is not an easy sport. Justin's way overhyped. He's not overhyped. If Justin looked the way he had looked at the Arnold and at Boston back in March, I think he would have won this. I don't think it would have even been close. He's very good, Justin, but he's only human, and his body can only take so much. Who was first? Well, we don't have the results yet, but it's going to be either Charles Griffin or Blessing Awodibu. Right now, I'm giving the edge slightly to Charles Griffin. Right now, but that could change. Finals at 4 p.m. Eastern, correct? The pay-per-view is only $9.99. Thank you. You're welcome, Ron. That's available at DaveBowersProductions.com. we are doing, we had Hector shooting all the still photos. Those are going to be up on our contest gallery on musculardevelopment.com. If you go to musculardevelopment.com on the play-by-play thread, it's called Indy Pro Play-by-Play. I was shooting with my iPhone 13 Pro from the front row right next to Hector and uploading the pictures instantly. So if you want to go see individuals and comparisons of all 3 divisions, women's bodybuilding, 212, and open men, I probably have about 500 pictures up there right now that the MD team helped upload for me. Thank you. Does Justin's issue like water? He needs to lose tonight. I don't think it's a water issue with Justin. He probably will get rid of some water and look tighter tonight, but I don't see it as a water issue. I see it as an issue that he's just been on prep for too long. Charles looked better with the vacuum. It's the same. Yeah. Charles he had a real issue with his midsection. It was getting thicker, and he's reversed that, which you rarely see. Usually, once guys' midsections start blowing up, it never goes back. It's just one of those things. But, good for him. Good for him. Hope we get some after finals interviews. Oh, yeah, for sure. I always try to get the winner interviews, of course. Yeah, very important. Very important. Yeah, for sure. We set those up and we do those right after the show. So we'll do a wrap up, hopefully with George again. Yeah, Justin not on top. Like I said, this is not the Justin that we saw back in March at the Arnold and the Boston. He's about 20% off of that. It's condition. It's a little issue of fullness. I just think his body can't give him what he wants. Can't produce the look he wants right now. Bringing vacuums now, making the Weekend Warrior division obsolete. Weekend Warrior division. I mean, classic? Is that what you call it, classic? Weekend Warriors? I wouldn't call them that, guy. The classic guys are no joke. But I'm going to wrap it up for now. So we'll be back at 4 p.m. Like I said, musculardevelopment.com for the play-by-play thread with my pictures. They're all up right now. And the other ones, the really good pictures from Hector with his fancy camera, those are going to be going up shortly. You can watch the prejudging. You have to go get the pay-per-view. Nothing was streamed for free. It's on DaveBowersProductions.com for $9.99. That's where you can watch it. Classic is beast mode. Your weapon run. Shout out to the Indy Pro. Great broadcast. Thanks. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back in a few hours. Please keep it here on Muscular Development. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.